everybody. Back here for another tutorial. This one's going to be pretty quick, cut and dry. So, you ever play a character class in WoW and maybe you just don't like having just a cloth wearer for a priest? You know, you could go like the old D&D model for a cleric, for instance, and say you want them to have plate mail, right?
I trust the light is with you, adventurer. Is there something that I help you with?
As you can see, this is purchasable. I can buy it.
See you later.
Now, I've got mail in my armor proficiencies. So we're going to show you how to do that today. Alright, first things first. We're going to get out of here. And the usual tools will be what we use today. So Lattice MPQ editor and also WDBX editor. And if you need those, there's a link to them in my first video in the series, basically shouting out and everything. Alright, anyways, to the point. So the first thing that we're going to want to do, oh, you're also going to need spell editor, sorry. So this right here is the spell that I created, and I'll go through the steps on how I did that real fast in spell editor. It wasn't too awfully difficult or involved. So let's open that up. Spell editor. Go to MySQL, say yes, okay. And to set these things up, I'm going to send you over to Dinkeldork. So if you're opening these tools for the first time, don't know how to set them up, check out Dinkeldork. He has some great videos on how to use this stuff. Alright, so this right here, plate mail, that is the second instance of that spell, and it's been given a new spell ID 8089 or 80889. And what I did is I took this one, I right-clicked it, and I duplicated it, and that was it. I did not change shit after that. And then I exported it as a DBC and added it as a new spell into my patch Z. So that's out of the way. You've got that out now. So the next thing that I did is I went into my DBC folder. I'll bring this over here so everybody can see it. Alright, and first thing we're going to want to do is add that new spell to skilllineability.dbc. Alright, cool. Well, awesome. You can see this one right here is mail, and I'll show you how you'll be able to tell that here in just a second. So, we need to know the spell ID for plate mail. Preferably the one that already exists so that we can copy it. And the way we know that is we go into spell editor, type in plate mail, and we can see right here that it is 750. So go up here, match case, match entire cell contents, just to make life easy. We're going to look for 750. So there it is. This is the spell 750, aka plate mail. We are going to copy this whole line, and then we're going to go and move back to the bottom. This is going to give it a new ID. This first ID is of no consequence. It doesn't do anything as far as I know. Second ID, the spell ID, however, is important. And so what we are going to want to do with this is get rid of that, and we're going to put in the new spell, which is 80889, right? Cool. And we're going to get rid of this class mask. And the trivial skill line is going to remain the same. Acquire method is going to remain the same. These are kind of important. I don't know why they work, but you do need them filled in order for the skill to actually take. So we're done here. We've edited skill line ability all that we need to. Yeah, we can close that. All right. So skill line ability is properly edited. I'm going to copy this over to my data. You know what? Just in case. These are the one I tested with these two, and I don't want to ruin them in case I screw this up. All right, so we're going to throw that in there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add it to our client-side patch. So patch Z, open that up with Lattice. Go into DB Files Client. Go to Add Files. Go to Holder where we just put this. Oh, that's not it. Did I not just have this? Oh, I know why. Yeah. All right, there we go. Now we're in the client. Good to go. I think I did, yes, put this in holder. Good. Skill line ability. Time, yeah, 1 minute ago. We're good. So we're going to import that into our patch. And here you're going to want to be careful. If you're running any other patches or add-ons, sometimes the add-ons will enable and disable different patches. And if you have a patch previously, like a patch A, say that you made yourself, and you go and later on you decide that you want an HD, high definition add-on or something, you go, you install that onto the client or whatever, and you enable some shit inside the game. There's a chance, based off of whatever configurations that client uses, that you could override your old patch. So that's one thing to watch out for. Another thing to watch out for really quick is if a patch previous to the one that you're editing uses the same one of these, as in like skill line ability or something along those lines, you run into problems, and you'll know very quickly, because when you open up your skills, a lot of your skills will be missing out of that skill bar. So that is a telltale sign that you have two different DBCs that are in a patch, or two of the same DBCs in two different patches. That's a good way to tell that in terms of anything to do with skills. So just a heads up on that. I learned that the hard way. It took me a long time to figure it out. All right, that's done. Now, the other important DBC we're going to hit up here is skill race class info. So when we went in here, we had this line here called skill line, and that is telling you exactly what skill line is being used for that skill. So think of a skill line as something along the lines of like your holy spec or arm spec, that kind of thing. That's basically grouping all of those skills into the same thing. The skill line 293 falls under the category of armor type, and so does 413. Those are both armor types, so the skill category for these is going to be 8. I'll show you that real quick. I'm telling you this because some enterprising viewer may decide that they want to go and check out, adding a new item type or a new armor type or something along those lines. So this could help you out with that. Like a good idea might be, I want to make a lightweight armor that, it's better than cloth, but I don't want my mage running around in full plate mail. So we'll give him like special cases where I've created an item that is mithril, and it's, especially light, and he can cast spells in it. That's kind of where that's how I would use it anyway. But anyways, you can see here, category 8 armor proficiencies, right? And then if you look in here in skill line, it's got your category and it's got your type. So like both, you'll see, Jesus, male is type 8, plate mail is type 8, and male is type 8. And so is leather and all these. So that's kind of how the categories work together. So I could conceivably go create another armor category and then make that category into something light like mithril or something along those lines. Might do that and show that off later if I can get it to work. But just anyway, so the reason that we were looking at that is because it kind of helps you get the architecture of how these DBC files work with each other. So we're good here. We've got, see, you can see where I messed up earlier. This is actually, I don't think, working, but since everything works already, I'm not going to mess with it. So now we want skill ID 293, which is the plate mail skill line. And the reason that you have this skill line for something like plate mail, you would think is like it's, it's basically a singular category of its own, but it's really not, because you've got Death Knights can wear plate mail, warriors can wear plate mail, paladins can wear plate mail, and soon clerics or priests will be wearing plate mail. So it's just kind of to help structure that kind of thing and allow you to basically make it so that some can use it at this point, some can use it at another point, different thresholds, right? So like right here, we can see that it's at 40. Now, the class mask here, this is for both paladins and warriors. That's what that is saying. So don't always confuse class mask with being synonymous with only one class. This one right here, it's being used for two. And you can also see here, where 32, this is obviously the Death Knights because it's unique and it's the only one out there. And there's only 3 classes in WoW that can currently wear it. Plate. So that's basically process of elimination that I figured that out. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this line again, kind of like we did before. We're going to go all the way to the bottom, and we're going to paste it here. All right, so 293, 1139, 2047 for race mask. I'm not going to change that. So this is important. So 16 is the class mask for just priests. And we want it to be that class mask so that priests can wear it. And we're going to change the required level here to 60, just because it is pretty powerful, and yeah, we should make it. I'm going to make it difficult for them to get that, but they will get it. The flags I keep the same. Don't know exactly what they do, but I'm not going to mess with it if it works. And I think we are good to go here. Again, this first column ID, inconsequential. You'll never call on it again, so it's not. It's just there literally because of the way DBC files work. So we have our skill ID, which is plate mail 293. We have our race mask. As far as I can tell, 2047 means everybody. And then class mask. And the way I found class mask was in skill line ability. You go and you look at basically any ability that that class that you're targeting uses, and look up the spell ID for it in that DBC, and you'll be able to see basically you can kind of reverse engineer it back to here. So that's how that works. So we're going to save this. All right. And skill race class info. That's good to go. Now we're going to copy this over back into our holder here. All right, and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier about how you've got different patches using different things. For me, in patch B, this is for, I believe, all races, all classes module. They give it patch B, and patch B from that module happens to use the skill race class info.dbc. So that's where we're going to put this one because it's higher up in the hierarchy and you don't want doubles for stuff that involves skill. Skill race class info.dbc. That's the one we just did, 1152. That's correct. A yes there. Alright, and that looks kosher. So, after doing those things, we'll go ahead and fire up the game. Alright, so here we are in the Cathedral of Light.
I trust the light is with you, adventurer. Is there something that can I help you with?
Oh look, now we got plate mail as an option. Let's take that. Right.
See you around.
But does it work? Let's find out. Look at that. Priest is wearing plate mail. Well, that is how you can do that for cross-functional classes. I have not found a way to create my own custom classes yet. Hopefully that will be coming in the future, and the minute I figure it out, I will make a video so that you guys can benefit from it. You can do this, I believe, with weapons. So you could have a two-handed sword-wielding priest if you are some kind of psycho and wanted to make another stronger paladin. Yeah, all sorts of cool stuff that you can do that kind of circumnavigates the way that the game is designed. So you can really kind of mess around with some cool mechanics here and set yourself up for some probably pretty neat storylines, boss fights, that kind of thing. Anyways, folks, here, real quick, I will show you how to find the class mask, just so I can say I did cover all the bases for you guys. Skill line ability. Let's look up a spell here. Let's see, flash heal. Alright, 2061. Alright, that's the skill line. Holy is 56. And there's your class mask, 16. Alright guys, I hope that helped. I hope you guys got the concept there. If there's any questions, please feel free to leave a comment, or if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and do that too. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to try to put out useful content like this as I figure things out and share the wealth in as simple and thorough format as I possibly can. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will catch you next time.